Now, the next laptop I'm about to show you has some pretty epic battery life. Yes, this may be the mobile professional's ultimate road laptop, and this is the HP EliteBook 865 G9. What this brings to the table is really great battery life, a really beautiful display, 16-inch display, IPS, and it gets pretty bright. And it also has a Ryzen 7 Pro processor, and it has the optional mobile broadband. This is going to be great for those that need that secure connection, always on connection on the road. Yes, let's see if this all comes together to make this the ultimate 16-inch business laptop. Hey everybody, it's Andrew, and this is my review of the HP EliteBook 865 G9. Coming up. Now, before we get to the unit itself, I just want to let everyone know, in the interest of transparency and full disclosure, I'm not being paid by HP. I'm not being sponsored by HP. All the opinions you're about to hear are my own. HP is not getting copy approval. That means they're seeing this video for the first time, just like you. Now, this unit is on loan from HP, and once this review is done, I'll be sending it back. What's pretty interesting when it comes to the pricing is the fact that I've seen it go all over the place. It fluctuates. I've seen it go as low as you see here at $11.10. I think that was during Black Friday, but of course, HP constantly changes the price of these things. So if you want the latest pricing, see the link in the description below. And that link will lead you for more information, of course, and to where you can buy one. And with the specs and pricing out of the way, let's find out what you get inside the box. Let's open it up. Okay, it's a big boy. All right, 16 inches here. Right off the bat, we get 110 watt USB-C. Oh, good to see. Yes, they're doing away with the barrel pin and going with USB-C here, as you can see there. Not too bad for 110 watt charger in terms of size, pretty compact. And then, of course, we get this. And there it is. Now, holding the unit for the first time, I gotta say the build quality is excellent with this all-metal aluminum design. You're not gonna be disappointed. The chassis is rock solid. And at 3.84 pounds or 1.72 kilograms, definitely not the lightest thing out there, but definitely portable enough to take with you on the go. So with a spacious 16-inch display, optional mobile broadband, and really epic battery life I'll show you later on, this may just be the perfect laptop for the mobile professional. Let's get into it now with the rest of this laptop. Okay, folks, let's check out the port selection. On the left side is an HDMI port, a USB-A port, and two USB-C ports. They're not Thunderbolt 4 ports, of course, since this is running an AMD processor. And then, of course, you get the smart card reader, as you see here. Now, moving over to the right side, you get your SIM tray for your optional 5G, a Kensington lock port, another USB-A port, and finally, a 3.5 millimeter microphone headphone combo jack to round out the ports on this laptop. I gotta say, all in all, a pretty good port selection. But one port that I would like to see on this, of course, a 16-inch laptop, would be a LAN port. We don't get that here. And good news, people, these are captive. Let's try to get this open without breaking anything. Okay, that was easy. It was pretty heavy, actually, all metal. Pretty heavy. Let's put this over to the side. And when it comes to user upgradability, great news. The RAM is upgradable, the Wi-Fi card is upgradable, the SSD is upgradable, and this one has the optional 4G LTE mobile broadband. I don't know if they're going to offer it with 5G. If I hear anything, I'll let everybody know. But having mobile broadband is great for the mobile professional. And speaking of the SSD, wow, check out these reads and writes. This is PCIe Gen 4, no doubt about it. The latest and greatest here, super fast. And it's great to see upgradable RAM. There are two slots here, configurable up to 64 gigabytes of RAM. It's DDR5 4800 megahertz, and it is running in dual channel mode. Now, my review unit has 16 gigabytes of RAM. It's worked out well so far, but I love the upgradability. Now, this has Wi-Fi 6E along with Bluetooth 5.3, and that, of course, is upgradable as well. So if you need change down the road, this will be able to be changed with you. And for those wondering, yes, you can open the lid with one finger, and the screen folds back 180 degrees, so you always will get the perfect viewing angle, and the hinges actually are pretty nice, pretty firm, pretty tight, not too much screen wobble. That's good. And when it comes to the keyboard, it has been an absolute pleasure to type on. The tactility was excellent, and the key travel was pretty good, especially for a thin and light, or not so light, I should say, 16-inch laptop. But typing for extended periods of time has been really comfortable, and I never felt like my fingers would bottom out. Now, this has a multi-stage backlight. The keys light up white against these dark keys, so no trouble seeing the contrast between the two, and that's been great for getting work done in that dark room environment. That's been great as well. And for those number crunchers, Excel spreadsheet users are going to love the inclusion of the numpad, but keep in mind that will move the touchpad off center a bit. Easy to get used to. You don't have any issues with it after a few hours, but just something to be aware of. And it has a really spacious glass precision touchpad that I found very responsive when it comes to scrolling, when it comes to gestures. Everything worked really well. All right, let's talk about the display, and this one has a 16-inch IPS display with a Full HD Plus resolution. That's 1920 by 1200. And yes, that is a 16:10 aspect ratio, and the benefit of that is, of course, if you're going to be doing productivity work, office work, type of documents such as Word documents, spreadsheets, you'll see more on the display, and when it comes to web browsing, you'll do less scrolling, so that's going to be great. Now, of course, if you're consuming media, they will have a slight black bar on the top and the bottom. Not a big deal. Get used to it pretty quick. It's not a huge deal. But I think the 16:10 aspect ratio, to me at least, is the best blend between getting work done and also your off time when you're consuming media. That should be good. Now, this is a 60 hertz display. There's no option for higher refresh rate, at least that I know of. And it also has pretty good brightness. Now, this is rated at 400 nits. I actually measured 407 nits, which is a little bit above what they claim. So that's actually been pretty good in terms of the screen brightness. Now, this has really deep blacks, a good wide point, excellent contrast. It has good coverage of the color gamut, and it's a color accurate display coming in under 2 in terms of that Delta E score. So you will not be disappointed if you're using this display. And again, consuming media on this, watching Netflix, Amazon, YouTube has been great as well. So you will notice some glare and reflections depending on your lighting conditions. Not too terrible, of course, but you will notice it. I just wanted to point that out. And again, there's no option for a higher refresh rate, no 90 hertz, no 120. This is a 60 hertz display. So my overall takeaway is this is a really solid Full HD Plus IPS display. You won't be disappointed. It will get pretty much everything you need done with this display. There are no disappointments here. It's actually really good. So this is the front-facing camera on the HP EliteBook 965 G9 here for 2022, and this is a 5 megapixel HP presence camera. It's capable of what you see here, which is 1440p video. What do you think about the video quality, and what do you think about the audio of these array mics? Let me know in the comment section below. Now, there is a physical shutter switch on the camera that allows you to turn it off, giving you more security and privacy when needed. And then, of course, there is a fingerprint scanner located on the keyboard. That worked well, setup was easy. Added layer of security, of course, and registering your finger, that worked well. Now, as far as the camera itself, this is an IR camera that allows you to log in with face recognition with Windows Hello. But I'm curious to know what you think. Let me know in that comment section below. Now, this HP Presence camera does have the auto framing, auto background enhancements in terms of the auto lighting and stuff like that. So you'll get a little bit of those extra bells and whistles on this camera for your video conferencing, for Zoom calls, and the like. But again, I want to know what you think about this all. Let me know in that comment section below. All right, let's talk performance here, and this is running the AMD Ryzen 7 Pro 6850U. That's an 8-core, 16-thread processor. We've seen it before. It's got the integrated Radeon graphics, the 680M, 16 gigabytes of that DDR5 4800 megahertz RAM, and has 512 gigabytes of PCIe Gen 4 SSD storage. And as you saw from the numbers, they were super fast. And as you can see from these benchmarks, very respectable numbers when it comes to productivity work. It'll be perfect for that. Microsoft Office, email, web browsing, consuming media, it all worked well. 1080p video editing worked really well. You can even do some light 4K video editing with these included integrated Radeon graphics. But again, anything more extensive than that, I would look for something with a discrete GPU. And of course, when you're not working, some downtime, you want to play the occasional game here and there. If you lower some of the settings, you can definitely get some playable frame rates, but I wouldn't call this a gaming laptop per se. Again, look for something with a discrete GPU. And again, after all, this is a business-focused laptop at the end of the day. But again, the occasional game here and there, definitely doable. And HP did a really decent job managing the thermals on this, never getting overly hot in terms of the surface temperatures, even under a heavy load, although you notice a hot spot here and there, one particularly in the underside, as you see here, but for the most part remain relatively cool. And the fan will kick in under heavy load, but never getting above 39, 40 decibels, so never too distracting when you're trying to get work done. And as far as thermal throttling under heavy load, I didn't see too much thermal throttling, so I think they did a pretty decent job with this chipset, keeping it relatively cool throughout. So good job on that front. Let's talk about the best part of this laptop, and that would be its epic battery life. Yes, this thing is pretty amazing. Now, first off, it has a 6-cell, 76 watt-hour battery, and it did over 21 hours on my continuous web surfing test over Wi-Fi at 150 nits. Folks, this is the battery champ here for 2022. These numbers are off the charts. If you're looking at anywhere in real-world mixed usage, I would say 14, 15 hours, depending on what you're doing. These are all on a single charge, people. That's been pretty amazing. And if you do need to plug in, the supplied 110 watt USB-C charger takes about 90 minutes or so for a full charge. That's pretty good. So it supports fast charge on this, and that's great. So if you're looking for a laptop that won't conk out on you by midday, you want to look at this laptop. This is going to be great for that business executive on the road. This becomes a road warrior's dream. And when it comes to the speakers, you're looking at downward facing speakers off to the side a bit or side firing. And I thought the sound was pretty good, filling up a room rather nicely, although it could use a little bit more bass. I found it a little bit hollow, but my overall takeaway is the audio is pretty good on this. Not bad. Okay, folks, let's bring it on home. What do I think about the HP EliteBook 865 G9 here for 2022? And I got to say, this 16-inch business-focused laptop gives office desktops a run for their money with nearly everything I threw at it pretty good. And let's get into what I like. I like the fact that it has really epic battery life. It has been off the charts, to say the least. A nice 5-megapixel webcam capable of 1440p video. We need that nowadays. It has the optional 4G LTE modem. That's been great as well. The affordable price that this comes in at, I saw it as low as $1,100 recently. It does fluctuate the price, but of course, check out the link below for the latest pricing. Negatives here, there's no 4K option, there's no OLED option, there's no high refresh rate option, but for a business-focused laptop, to me, that's not a big deal. I'd rather take this epic battery life than have a high-res display that would eat into that battery life. No Ethernet port, no SD card slot that I mentioned, or I should have mentioned actually, but there is none here. So that's something to bear in mind, especially on a 16-inch laptop. Not great that those are not included, but those are not deal breakers to me, ladies and gentlemen. This has been an epic business-focused laptop for those business users that need to have that mobile broadband, a spacious 16-inch display, and epic battery life. This is your choice. This is my editor's choice for the 16-inch business-focused laptop here for 2022, and for good reason. They did an outstanding job here. So what do you think about this bad boy, the 865 G9? Epic battery life, people. Over 21 hours on my continuous web surfing test. That's an easy 14, 15-hour device on the road. Mobile broadband. This has the LTE modem. I don't know about 5G, at least yet, but this has the mobile broadband, which gives you that secure, always-on connection on the road. It's been great. Now, as far as the keyboard's good, the touchpad is great. The performance out of that Ryzen 7 Pro chipset, very good. Integrated Radeon graphics, very good. Really a lot to like here for productivity, typing out documents, emails, getting work done on this has been great. No option for a discrete GPU, no high-res display, as I mentioned, no high refresh rate, but that is made up by this great battery life, the options that this gives you. And as far as the user upgradeability, second to none. Everything is pretty much upgradable here. The RAM, the SSD, the Wi-Fi card, everything is here that you would want on this laptop. But I'm curious to know what you think. Let me know in that comment section below. So please hit the like button, please subscribe, please share this video. Don't forget to leave a comment in that comment section below. Let me know how I'm doing. Let me know if there's a device or something out there you think I should review. I'll do my best to try to make that happen. Don't forget to check me out on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and of course, my website, amdtechreviews.com. So until next time, this is Andrew from AMD Tech. See ya.